Hi, welcome to Sylvie's technique vlog. I'm talking about something that is seemingly super basic because it's just one concept, but it actually attaches to everything to do with Muay Thai. It's called Ruup. Ruup is the Thai word for like a photograph or an image. It's also the classifier for monks, which is really cool. But it's basically the like physical shape of something. So to have Ruup or to control your Ruup is to basically control your composure and like your physical semblance. In English, we might refer to this as posture. So in a fight, if you can break someone's posture, that gives you kind of a certain dominance over that person. So if you get someone like bent over, or because in Thailand, the body is from the feet to the top is the highest point. It's the most holy point, and feet are really dirty. If you can be over somebody, or if you can kind of like bring someone's head down, this is like a huge point in dominance in Muay Thai in Thailand by breaking someone's Ruup. You can also, sadly, break your own Ruup. So you don't want your own Ruup to be broken by someone else. The ways you might break your own Ruup are by not standing properly, like if you kind of don't have like a good kind of posture, if you're kind of, like mushy or something. Diesel Muay talks about this quite a bit, is to never let yourself be kind of like oatmeal stirring sound mushy in the clinch. So when you're clinched up with someone, you really, really want to pay attention to your Ruup. So the reason this is a technique vlog, the reason this is interesting, is that you're training your Ruup all the time, whether you're aware of it or not. So when you finish a pad session, or even a round on the pads, or a round in sparring, and you go over to the ropes and you're doing your whole like, this thing, that's not good, that's not your Ruup, that's bad Ruup. You don't want to practice that. You want to practice having this kind of like composure and kind of uprightness all the time. So something that I've been working on 264 fights into my career is always focusing on my Ruup. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I have, it's not quite a motto, but it's a finger wag that's like, you are training something whether you're aware of it or not. We train habits all the time, unconscious habits, and we're ingraining them. So it's really important to be aware of what you're training, because you're training something, whether you're aware of it or not. So focus on the things that you want to be training and train those things. For me, training my Ruup has been incredibly important, even this far in my career, maybe even especially this far in my career. It's what makes the like whole image of a fighter stand out with their, honestly, it's like dignity. So if you're watching this short version that's free for everybody, the way to work on your Ruup is to, one, figure out what that kind of body composure is for you. There are universals, like it's not totally unique, like being upright, being like kind of in a like nice, the way that your trainer or the fighters that you love, the way that they stand and kind of are like, I'm gonna come in and bang. That's generally the Ruup that you wanna be working towards, and you wanna be working on it all the time. So this means that when you're kicking the bag and you're just banging out like 100 kicks, not always just focusing on, did I kick that kick by turning correctly and all of the little minute details of the technique, but how is my composure between things? Like, how is my composure coming off the bag? How is my composure throughout the kick? Like doing the kick and then coming down, like how am I landing off of this? When you're tired, oh, this is when you really, really work on your Ruup. Like, you can train for 2 hours, and honestly, it's about the last 5 minutes when you feel like you're gonna die and you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're really working on your Ruup there. If you're not consciously working on it, you are working on looking shitty and tired without meaning to. So if you guys are watching this, you guys can head over. I'm gonna have a few links of times that I've talked about Ruup that you can kind of get more of an idea or kind of references for what I'm talking about for Ruup as something that you can be training. In terms of how you train it, just be aware of how are my shoulders, how is my chest, how is my head, am I slumped, am I kind of falling apart, am I like coming off of things and kind of staggering? All of that is Ruup. So basically, picturing that composure, that like beautiful composure between things, and being aware of it first, and then being able to kind of focus on it and bring it into control and beauty at all times. You can work on your Ruup when you're like washing dishes. You don't even have to be doing Muay Thai. But the more you work on it and the more you're aware of it and the more you can work on it when you're tired, the better your Ruup is going to be. So that is for the public section. If you guys want to hear me talk much more about this and how I'm working on my Ruup, you can watch the longer version as a patron. Link to that is in the description below. And for patrons, I'll see you guys in a second.